Space is vast, strange, and downright terrifying. The British biologist J.B.S. Haldane once said, "The universe is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine." This quote perfectly captures the sense of awe and dread that space can evoke. For every amazing discovery, there are countless unknowns waiting to be found. Unknowns that spark fear as much as they fuel curiosity. People often find themselves fascinated by space, yet at the same time, it can bring out deep-seated fears. Terms like astrophobia, cosmophobia, and spacephobia describe the irrational or extreme fear of the vast, dark, and uncharted realms of the cosmos. It's natural to feel uneasy about a place where humans can barely survive, where the laws of physics warp, and where our planet is nothing but a speck. In this video, we'll take a look at the strangest and most terrifying aspects of the universe, from deadly planets to monstrous black holes. The sheer size of the universe is enough to make anyone feel small. Our solar system alone is vast, and yet it's just one of the billions in our galaxy, which is just one of the trillions in the observable universe. And that's only what we know about. There's still so much left to discover. The further we peer into space, the more we realize how much we don't know. Think about it this way. Everything humans have ever known or experienced exists within a minuscule part of the cosmos. What lies beyond? What haven't we discovered yet? It's the fear of the unknown that makes space so terrifying. Scientists have made incredible strides in mapping out stars, planets, and galaxies, but those discoveries have only revealed more questions. What we do know about space can often be just as frightening as what we don't. For example, dark matter, which makes up most of the universe, is still a mystery. Sometimes understanding space doesn't make it any less scary, quite the opposite. The more we learn about its deadly radiation, black holes, and the bizarre behavior of matter at the edge of a black hole, the more we understand how dangerous and unpredictable space can be. Space isn't just an endless void. It's filled with planets, some familiar and some downright terrifying. Let's take a look at two of the most extreme examples. The first one is Jupiter, the colossal gas giant. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, and its size alone is mind-boggling. Imagine Earth, a planet that feels huge to us, colliding with Jupiter. It would be like a pebble hitting a giant beach ball. But Jupiter isn't just big, it's also incredibly hostile. Its atmosphere is made of toxic gases like hydrogen and helium, with massive storms that could easily swallow Earth whole. The famous Great Red Spot is a storm larger than our planet, raging for centuries. If that's not enough to give you chills, imagine what it would be like to stand on its surface. Spoiler, you can't because it doesn't have one. Jupiter is a gas giant, so stepping on it would be like sinking into an endless abyss of gas and liquid. It's like the universe's own version of quicksand. Now, if Jupiter didn't scare you, HD 189733b will. This exoplanet, located 64 light-years away from Earth, is sometimes called the planet from hell. And for good reason. It's a world of extremes. Winds here blow at speeds of 5,400 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. But that's not the worst part. The planet's atmosphere rains molten glass. Yes, you heard that right. Glass? It's superheated by the star it orbits and whips around the planet at terrifying speeds. If you were standing on HD 189733b, you wouldn't just be burnt alive, you'd be shredded by glass raining down from the sky. Space is filled with strange planets like these, each more bizarre and hostile than the next. They're a reminder that our comfortable little home on Earth is an incredible rarity in the universe. Stars might look like tiny twinkling dots from Earth, but in reality, they are gigantic, fiery powerhouses with the potential to both create and destroy. Our own sun is a perfect example. It gives life, but it could also end it with a massive solar flare or when it eventually dies. However, when we compare our sun to some of the other stars in the universe, it almost seems tame. Let's start with a size comparison. Our sun is enormous compared to Earth. If Earth were the size of a grain of sand, the sun would be like a large beach ball. But as big as the sun is, it's actually considered a medium-sized star. Take WOHG 64, for instance. This red supergiant is around 1,540 times the size of our sun. If we place WOHG 64 in the center of our solar system, its surface would reach far beyond the orbit of Jupiter. Just thinking about something so massive is enough to send shivers down your spine. It's a reminder of how insignificant we are on the grand scale of things. But the real terror of stars comes at the end of their lives. When a massive star like WOHG 64 dies, it doesn't go out quietly. Instead, it explodes in a supernova, releasing more energy in a few seconds than our sun will emit in its entire lifetime. A supernova is one of the most violent and destructive events in the universe, capable of wiping out entire planets. After the explosion, the leftover core collapses, and if it's massive enough, it forms a black hole. Black holes are some of the most feared objects in space, and for good reason. Once something falls into a black hole, not even light can escape. The star that once gave life and energy becomes an inescapable trap of darkness, warping space and time itself. This brings us to our next section, the terrifying mysteries of black holes. Black holes are the ultimate cosmic monsters. They warp the very fabric of reality, breaking the laws of physics as we know them. But among black holes, some are more terrifying than others. TON 618 is the largest black hole ever discovered. With a mass 66 billion times that of our Sun, its gravitational force is unimaginable. The event horizon, the point of no return where even light gets sucked in, is about 1,300 times wider than the orbit of Earth around the Sun. To put that in perspective, if you swap the Sun with TON 618, it would swallow not just our solar system, but many nearby stars as well. It's a reminder that, somewhere out there, these cosmic monsters are lurking, ready to devour anything that comes too close. At the center of every black hole is something even stranger, the singularity. This is a point where the laws of physics break down entirely. We have no idea what actually happens inside a singularity, and that mystery only adds to the fear. Could it be a gateway to another universe? A place where time and space no longer exist? We simply don't know. The mysteries of black holes remind us of how little we truly understand about the universe. Black holes defy our understanding of reality, and their size and power are enough to make anyone's stomach churn. But space isn't just filled with terrifying objects, it's also filled with vast, empty spaces. And sometimes the emptiness is even scarier than the things that fill it. While black holes are terrifying because of their immense gravitational pull, voids are frightening in a completely different way. Voids are the empty regions of space between galaxies, and they are unimaginably vast. One of the most well-known voids is the Buta's Void, sometimes referred to as the Great Nothing. This massive empty region of space stretches over 330 million light-years across. For comparison, the Milky Way galaxy is only about 100,000 light-years wide. Inside Buta's Void, there are almost no galaxies, no stars, no planets, just empty, cold space. When you think about the Buta's Void, it's hard not to feel a sense of dread. Imagine floating in space with nothing around you for hundreds of millions of light-years in every direction. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff, staring into an endless abyss. This emptiness is just as unsettling as the most powerful black holes or the deadliest planets. And what's even scarier is that voids are expanding. As the universe grows, these empty regions become even bigger, pushing galaxies farther apart. Over time, the universe itself will become more and more desolate, with galaxies isolated in these vast voids of nothingness. It's a chilling reminder that space is not just full of terrifying objects, but also endless, lonely stretches of nothing. The universe isn't static. In fact, it's constantly expanding, and this expansion has profound implications for its ultimate fate. Galaxies are moving away from each other at incredible speeds, driven by a mysterious force known as dark energy. Over time, this expansion will stretch the fabric of space itself, causing galaxies to drift farther apart until they're completely isolated in the vast emptiness of space. One of the most likely scenarios for the future of the universe is known as the Big Freeze. In this scenario, the universe will continue to expand forever. Galaxies, stars, and even black holes will eventually burn out, leaving behind a cold, dark, and empty universe. Any future intelligent species that might arise billions of years from now may look up at the night sky and see nothing. No stars, no galaxies, just endless darkness. The thought of everything we know and love eventually fading away into nothingness is deeply unsettling, yet it's one of the most accepted outcomes in modern cosmology. Reflecting on all of this, it's hard not to feel small and insignificant. When we think about the vastness of space, the terrifying power of black holes, the incomprehensible emptiness of voids, and the ultimate fate of the universe, it puts our lives into a new perspective. The Voyager probes, which are currently the farthest human-made objects from Earth, represent humanity's attempt to leave a lasting mark on the universe. But even they will eventually drift into the emptiness of space, possibly for billions of years, until they too are swallowed by the void. In the end, the universe is not just a place of wonder, but also a place of strangeness and terror. We are small creatures living on a tiny rock, orbiting an average star in a vast and mysterious cosmos. As H.P. Lovecraft once wrote, "The most merciful thing in the world is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents." Perhaps it's better that we can't fully grasp the terrifying realities of the universe. Yet, as we continue to explore the cosmos, we also deepen our understanding of its beauty and its horror, shaping our place in the grand scheme of things. The universe may be strange and terrifying, but it's also the ultimate frontier, challenging us to confront the unknown and explore the mysteries that lie beyond.